Hi ho everyone, and welcome to episode 67 of the Yarnivore podcast. I am Sadie, I am your hostess, and I apologize, it's been a while. There goes Frank. It's been a stressful time around here. Without getting too much into it, the husband is back, gone, and will be for quite some time. Still recovering from the loss of Bob, and Frank has, of course, as all pets do, when a pet passes, she has taken it hard. Subsequently, after her latest vet visit, she has osteoarthritis in her spine, her hips, and her back legs. So she is now on a drug regimen to make that easier for her. And yeah, she's 19. You just gotta keep her comfy, right? So that's what I've been up to, basically. Hiding out in my house, doing a lot of knitting, back to cross stitching. Haven't really crocheted, did a lot of reading, and some serious sewing. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I did a table runner for my husband. I sewed the table runner out of multiple Pokemon fabric so he could put it on his desk so it would brighten the place up. So that got finished, and that took some time. It was really nice. I got a sewing machine for my birthday from my mother, so I'm looking forward to finishing my brother's quilt. I've got several dress patterns that I had cut out and subsequently can now sew. My husband's decided he wants a quilt now. And I made him a mug rug, like you know, a mug rug. I've got mine right here. I got this one, and don't judge, okay? I've got this mug rug. I use it as both my mouse pad. My mouse pad and my mug rug is covered in coffee from being over here. I got it from Bev, Palette PC. She sent it to me. She made it for me because she's awesome like that. And so I asked hubby if he wanted one, and of course he wanted one, and I had leftover Eevee, so I made it. And after I made it, apparently it was too big for the size, so he decided to give it to one of the guys in his area. And there was a mild argument about who was going to get it. And now I've got to make 27 more mug rugs. Yeah. I don't actually mind. It gives me something to do. But there you have it. Also, what else? Anything else? I don't think there's anything else. I'm trying to get back into dyeing, but honestly, I'm just trying to stay sane right now. And I'm a little down-toned, and this is actually like a very big improvement in my mental health, so let's just ride with that. I'm gonna start with some finished objects. These were the May Desert Vista Dyework socks in the Cosmic Bowling colorway, and I screwed up, which is fine. I screwed up because I was too busy with my husband being home and being happy. I put the Afterthought heel in the wrong stripe. I put it in the black stripe on this one and in a pink stripe on this one, which is fine because they were top down, which just means one top is one stripe higher. The feet are the same, the toes are the same, they still fit perfectly, so I'm just going to ignore the fact that I did that and be happy with it. So those got finished in time. I'm stocking up on socks, and I found that I tend only to wear my wool socks in the fall, winter, spring, which here is half the year. In Canada, I'd be wearing them year round probably, just because there's like, what, 3 days of warmth? But hi Frank, what's up? You can't come up here right now. No. Oh, I know. Go jump on the bed. Jump on the bed. She's become very sucky lately. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's how she is right now. which is fine because I need it, honestly. The other thing I finished, and I just finished them last night, literally, and I took pictures and posted them this morning, or this afternoon, the afternoon, if I can get it on the sock blocker, is the June Desert Vista Dyework socks, because that's basically all I've really been working on. There you go, good job. Sorry, I feel the need to give my cat positive reinforcement for jumping, because it's hard for her. These are basically all I've been working on since the hubby left. He picked the colorway, and so if that's all you work on for 5 days, actually no, he picked it, and I waited to start until the 1st, but I finished them last night. This is the Zombody Cebu colorway. And both of these socks were knit on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. I did a magic loop. I did an afterthought heel, 64 stitches. And you may notice with these ones, I made the cuffs longer. I've noticed I prefer, when I'm working with this base, because this is the Viso base, the 75-25 superwash merino nylon, unlike the 80-20 base that some places have, or the sparkle base, the 75-20 and 5, or 70-25? Yeah, 70-25, sorry. This one doesn't this one wears harder, but it doesn't have the sproing, so I need to give it extra ribbing. So I did 4 color repeats of ribbing on this one, and on these ones I did 5. And I just prefer it rather than just doing the 3. I've found that the 3 tends to not stay up as well as I'd like it, which is just something I've learned lately, because I'm knitting tons more of these socks because I'm doing the Desert Vista, the 3rd annual Desert Vista Dyework sock club thingy majigger. So I finished those, and since you've last seen it, or since you've last seen me, I finished my Boxy by Joji Locatelli. This is the worsted weight Boxy. I'm not going to put it on because it's 27 degrees outside Celsius, which is like 80, between 78 and 81. Because it's supposed to go up to 81 today, but I think it's like in the high 70s. But yes, it's finished. It's finished. It's huge. It's out of Madeline Tosh Vintage in the Whiskey Barrel colorway. I love it. It's a huge box. I finished it while the husband was still home, and I put it on, and I was like, what do you think? And he's like, you look like a giant box or bag. Like, it looks like a sack on you. And I was like, perfect. Because I wasn't actually trying for anything shapely or like, oh, I look fine, or look at my kicking curves. I wanted something comfy and warm, and that's exactly what this is. However, I had a problem, and let me tell you about my problem. So I got my sleeves done. That's all good and fun. Yay, sleeves. Because they're not really big, so that was easy enough. But I was having issues with the ribbing, and the previous ribbing I didn't think I'd done enough, and I had stayed on the same needle size because I didn't want to go down a needle size, and it was rolling. There was no, and I was like, okay, maybe I should just crochet chain around it and like tighten it in. And I started doing that. I was like, that is butt ass ugly. And I had about a half a skein of yarn left, and I thought, okay, I've seen it done. I'm just going to reverse pick it up. Well, 2 hours later, I had managed to undo everything to the point where I could knit the ribbing on. So I reverse engineered this ribbing on, and it took a while, but I am really happy I did it. It's so worth it, because I ended up going down the needle size that I needed to go down, and now it doesn't roll. It kind of pulls in a little. It does everything I want it to. It's got a stretchier end because I did the knit two together, put it back on bind off. I didn't do like the really stretchy one. I didn't want it that stretchy. I did the, you knit two together, put it back on, knit those two together, put it back on, knit two together, you know what I'm talking about. So much happier with this ribbing than I was with my previous ribbing, even if it took like an entire day to do. I still have all the ends hanging out. I haven't blocked it. I thought I might block it just to see if I could drag out some more length, because while it is long enough, and that's all good and fun, it is super wide compared to long, and I would like to add some length to it. Plus, it's got a lot of like give just in every direction, so I like that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to wearing this fall and winter. I think it'll be great for just like laying on the couch and being lazy. Maybe I should do a regular boxy. Who knows? What do you think? Things I've worked on. Of which there are two. Because I just finished those socks. So let's be honest here. So in my Pam bag, I'm going back to Porter socks, which got some love while he was home. They're just, I call them my not Desert Vista dyework socks, because when I'm not knitting my DVD socks, I go back to these until these are finished, and then I'll, like, you know, I have a pair for my mom, etc., etc. Although she's decided she wants Turkish bed socks out of the leftovers of some Zombuddy Cebu, so I think I'm going to whip those up for her. Entice her to come visit me. So I have visitors. And this is how far I've gotten. The gusset decreases are completely done. I'm doing these on 2.5 millimeter needles. These are Caspians, 2.5 millimeter Caspians from the Knit Picks. I am using some opal. It's the Shafpat. And it's the color Way 8903. And this is still the first sock, so I got time. It's not like he can wear them anyway. He has to wear it once it matches uniform. These do definitely, well, he has to wear black socks all the time. So these are gonna, you know, I might send them to him to sleep in, but for the most part, yeah, no, he's wearing black socks. The other thing I worked on, I joined the Crazy Pie. I ate of the crazy sauce. And joined the Hohi Mystery Knit Along, except I'm on like clue 2, I think. I'm nowhere near, like, there's 4 clues out. If you don't want to be spoiled, feel free to fast forward, but seriously, I'm on clue 2. And this is how far I've gotten. And I've only done 1. You're supposed to do 2 in tandem, and this is where I've gotten. And I decided I'm going to do 1 all the way through, and then I'll do the other all the way through again, because I didn't want to have to do 2 at the same time. Also because I think I only have 1 4mm that's free, and I didn't want to have to put them on spare yarn. So here is what it looks like. That's the back. This is the front. I'm really liking the colors I picked going together. This one is showing up funky. It's actually a gorgeous like wine, burgundy wine. It's coming out really brick brown. So my color number 1 is this gorgeous color. It's from 3 Irish Girls. It was a gift from the hubby. 2 is this gorgeous color, also 3 Irish Girls, also from the hubby. And I don't have the tags in here. They're in the living room. I know this is the cashmere base, which is why I chose to use these, because I didn't want to put them on my feet. And then I have, I think this is either Bordeaux or Beaujolais. It's Ancient Arts in the BFL blend. That's number 3. Number 4 is the ever-coveted prototype number something or other. I'm calling it All Cats Are Gray from Soft Like Kittens. This is my first Soft Like Kittens purchase. It's gorgeous. And it's got little red speckles, and it's, yeah, it's like The Cure. It makes me happy like The Cure. And then I've got this one, because I figured if I was going to use the one I was calling All Cats Are Gray, I had to pull out Twilight Garden, and this is Knitter's Nightmare. And this is the giant base. So lots of different bases going into this, but it's going to be lovely, and I am having a decent time knitting it. I started it when hubby was home, and I'm just going to keep working on it. The only thing is, it's some days you have brain power, some days you don't, and so that's when this comes out, is when I have brain power, when I'm really fidgety and I need a pattern to follow. Otherwise I'm just knitting stockinette. Right now I know Clue 2 gets super easy comparatively to all of the starting ones. Like, all of these changes, and I wove in all the ends in advance because there were so many. All of these changes up in here that you have to do, that was like really intense. So, and we were watching the movie Arrival while I was doing this. That's a really good movie, by the way. And yeah, I'm just chugging along on it. On my 4mm Hi-Hi's. It's in my fishy bag. Calling it my fishy bag. Hey, don't eat the yarn. We talked about this. And it holds 5 skeins quite comfortably. So, yay, fishy bag. And that's really all I've worked on. Like I said, I finished the socks last night. That was really my thing, was to get those done. Because as I recall, I fell behind in February, and that really bugged me to fall behind. So now I'm like, that has to get done right at the beginning of the month before I can do anything else. And I had a little retail therapy like the day after Bebop passed, and ordered a schwack load of Desert Vista. And I haven't got my shipping notice yet. I know it's coming, and I know, like, I mean, I trust Susan. I'm not, when you order it, she dies to order. I get that. It's not a big deal. And it hasn't been that long. I'm just hoping that it gets here before the end of the month so that I have more to choose from, because I have Dracula and On the Road, and I think I have a couple others, but not a whole bunch, and I would like to throw everything in. Plus, I know I ordered The Last Unicorn in a Variegated for my husband, who just finished reading the book right before he went, and I think that would be a nice treat to send in a care package. Even though he can only wear them when he sleeps, like, that's something, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways to stay sane. And so far, it's been a lot of crafting. I would also like to show, and I don't know that I have permission to say the name, but I did get a lovely birthday package from a viewer who watches both the cross stitch, which will be coming back now that I'm working on it, but I think I'm going to bring it back monthly, just because I've only been working on one thing, and while I have enough haul, you can't see it. You can kind of see it right here. I have enough haul to do probably like an hour-long episode just based on haul that I've acquired, because my aunt gave me a bunch of her patterns and stuff, and my mom brought them up in April. But yeah, I'm gonna try and record an episode sometime, if not in June, maybe in July. Don't hold me. I'm slowly getting back into things. This is the booktube pile, and that's just the books I've read. The books I bought and got for birthday are over here. Anywho, a lovely viewer of all my shenanigans here sent me some wonderful, wonderful things for my birthday. I'm actually already plotting things, which is kind of funny. We like to do goals before the hubby heads out, and so he gives me goals to do and I give him goals. It's a thing, like, so that I stay on track, because I can get really off track really easy, and one of them is, you must knit a sweater. So I'm planning, but she sent me several skeins in this, which is Tosh sock in magenta, which isn't actually magenta, it's more of a purple. Magentas are supposed to be reds, but I love it. It's coming out blue, but it's more of a royal purple. And this gorgeous great-tailed grackle in Silk Superwash Merino Cashmere Hat Box by Miss Crosby. I have never played with Miss Crosby, but I love this title. And I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, it should be like one of those breathing space, or there's a new one out that looks like that. I think this needs to be one of those. Like, it needs to stripe together and become one. And I could do that. And the other thing is a sweater quantity of this gorgeousness. The Anzula hand-dyed squishy, 80 superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon in herb. I believe this is a sport weight. It might be, or no, 7.5 stitches. It might be fingering weight, in which case, but it's just, I can't get the green to show. It's green. It's a very pale, there you go. Very pale green gray. And I have a sweater quantity of this, and I'm just, can I just sit here like this for a while? So that has to be thought of. And maybe I'll go sweater crazy while he's gone. Maybe I'll just do sweaters. Socks and sweaters. Maybe not so many shawls. Although I don't know. I'm feeling shawly. All over the place. So those were very lovely presents, and thank you. I almost cried. I had to call my mother. It was a very touching moment. There was some cross-stitch stuff. I'm going to throw that in the cross-stitch episode. But so pretty. And there's some thread that might be for cross-stitching, but I think I'm going to use it for quilting because it's so pretty. Here, let me see if I can find it really quickly and easily. It's Oliver Twist's, hand-dyed in the UK, machine thread. Yeah, so it's machine thread. Wouldn't that look lovely for the quilted top, for on your top of your quilts? I'm thinking that needs to go on a quilt top. Thinking I might get back into quilting. I've got a new machine, so I may have that kind of fun. I'm sorry I haven't been very high high energy today. I'm really trying, and I'm getting there, but it's going to take a little bit. But I did want to get out an episode for you because, I love you and I miss you. So this is this, and I will see everybody as soon as I can. Let's go with it'll probably be 2 weeks. But either way, at least that's something. Come join the Ravelry group. Come subscribe on YouTube. You can see the Floss Tube channel I set up. I've divided everything into playlists to make it a little easier for people. So there's a Floss Tube playlist, a BookTube playlist, and a knitting playlist. But if you subscribe to me, I think you get all of them, which you can either disregard or you can watch if that's your thing. Yeah, I hope everyone is having a good June, and I hope everyone stays safe.